Allergies are like finding a spider in your bedroom and then detonating a nuclear bomb. Of course, the spider isn't pleasant and now dead, but so are all your neighbors and your dog. You can be allergic to all sorts of things, even very strange ones: pollen, dust, insect bites, animal hair, any kind of food, latex, even your own sweat. The craziest thing about allergies is how fast and intense they can be, and you can develop new allergies. One moment you're enjoying shellfish you've eaten countless times before, and the next, you might wake up in an ambulance. A single shrimp could kill you. How bizarre is that? But what exactly are allergies? Why does our body flip the table on harmless things? There's a wild and interesting idea I want to share. Humans may have accidentally created allergies by eliminating parasites. Very disturbing but also interesting. For your ancestors, being infected by parasites was a part of life. We won't go into the disgusting details. But in a world where drinking water and human waste were closely linked, some parasites found the perfect life cycle. They entered your body through water, settled in, sometimes for decades, and then released eggs or larvae through your waste, which eventually returned to the water we drank. So, until recently, in evolutionary terms, our ancestors had to deal with frequent or long-term parasite infections. This caused all kinds of unpleasant health issues. Our immune system had to find weapons to fight them. But how would you do that? From a cell's perspective, parasites are like city-sized monsters, towering beyond the horizon. Worse, parasites don't have skin. They have an elastic protective layer that even resists stomach acid. To hurt them, you really need to strike hard. Killing a parasite takes an army. Let's simplify. Basically, when a parasite enters your body for the first time, intelligent cells notice its presence. They move to the lymph nodes and activate specialized antibody factories called B cells. These B cells are told to fight parasites and start producing a special weapon, Ig antibodies. They are like tiny protein crabs with pincers, clinging to parasites like magnets to metal. Ig floods your whole body, essentially arming a nuclear bomb, a terrifying army of cells called mast cells. Mast cells are huge, filled with histamine and other dangerous chemicals. They grab the floating Ig and cover themselves with it, like pinless hedgehog grenades. Then they lie in wait, furious. Now you have millions of bombs in your skin, lungs, or gut, waiting until a mast cell encounters an invading parasite. Time is short, and things escalate quickly. Mast cells, with their edge spikes, latch onto parasite particles and kind of explode. They release all their dangerous chemicals at once. Several things happen rapidly. First, some mast cell chemicals wound the parasites, tearing them up and making them very unhappy. Then emergency chemicals like histamine trigger massive, fast inflammation, ordering your blood vessels to flood the battlefield with water to flush the parasites out. They also command mucus-producing cells to overdrive, covering the parasites in sticky slime. Other chemicals act like air raid sirens, screaming throughout your body, calling anti-parasite soldiers, eosinophils. Thousands, then hundreds of thousands, hear the alarm, leave your blood vessels, and rush to where mast cells are causing inflammation. They not only make inflammation worse, they carry highly toxic chemicals to attack the parasite, tearing open its defenses and causing severe injury. Sometimes this directly kills the parasite. Finally, the coordinating anti-parasite cell arrives, the basophil. It ensures the immune system doesn't slow down, continuing the violent attack. It keeps inflammation going and calls more attacking cells to the battle. Zooming out, the chemicals from your anti-parasite forces make smooth muscles contract rapidly, pushing everything inside your body outward. In your intestines, combined with water, this shows up as diarrhea, as your body expels the stressed parasite. In your respiratory tract, lots of mucus and water surge out, trying to carry the parasite with them. Under your skin, tissues become red hot and itchy, as your immune system launches a murderous assault. Killing a parasite takes a fierce army, and your anti-parasite forces have full license to act quickly and violently. So, what does this have to do with deadly shrimp? Parasites don't like being torn apart by millions of bombs, and like all living things, they adapt to deadly attacks. In short, parasites release lots of chemicals to manipulate your immune system, making it weaker and less angry, like weeds in your immune system. This is bad for survival, because every day you need to fight off intruders. Our ancestors couldn't prevent regular parasite infections, so as parasites adapted to us, our bodies had to adapt to them. To counteract parasite-suppressing chemicals, one adaptation may have been to make our immune system more aggressive, so it could still defend against other invaders. Then, in a short evolutionary instant, everything changed. We invented soap and hygiene, but most importantly, we separated waste from drinking water. This destroyed parasite life cycles, and modern medicine eradicated the remaining ones. Parasites still infect about 2 billion people, mainly in underdeveloped rural areas or slums with poor sanitation. People who escape these conditions now face an interesting problem: an immune system without a major enemy that had kept it in check for millions of years. It may still assume parasites are weakening it, so it overreacts. Although Ig, mast cells, basophils, and eosinophils have other functions, their main original purpose is gone. Yet they act as if parasites are still present, only now attacking other dangerous foes, like shrimp. This is exactly what happens when you're allergic to shrimp. Your immune system recognizes shrimp proteins and produces Ig antibodies against them. The antibodies arm mast cells, turning them into bombs. So you have millions of bombs in your skin, lungs, or gut, ready to unleash violent attacks, even with minor provocation. Then one day you eat another shrimp, your anti-parasite forces switch on, but there's no Caillou to fight. This is what an allergic reaction feels like. Extremely powerful weapons now target your own body. Under your skin, blood vessels suddenly leak. Fluid floods tissues, skin swells and reddens, often forming itchy hives. You immediately feel hot and unwell. In the digestive system, mast cells cause nausea, cramps, and sharp pain. Water floods your intestines, triggering severe diarrhea and vomiting. The respiratory tract swells, making it hard to breathe. More dangerously, histamine and other chemicals can make smooth muscles in the lungs contract. Best case, a stuffy nose. Worst case, a fight for your life. Mast cells all over the body release their bombs at once, causing anaphylactic shock. Your blood loses so much fluid that blood pressure drops to dangerous levels. This alone is life-threatening. Combined with lung issues, anaphylaxis is a life-or-death emergency, often with only a very short window to act. Allergic reactions are no joke. Even deadly diseases like Ebola take days to kill, but your immune system can kill within minutes. This is why a shrimp can kill you. At a fundamental level, a brilliant defense system, essential for our species' survival for millions of years, is fighting imaginary monsters. We still don't fully understand why some people produce lots of Ig against certain substances, and others don't. Why some adults develop new allergies later in life, and why some allergies disappear over time. We aren't sure if the lack of parasites is the main cause, only that the cells evolved to fight them are responsible for allergy symptoms. Other possible factors include reduced microbiome diversity or increased pollution. Perhaps it's a combination of all of them. But one thing is clear: allergies and their more serious cousins, autoimmune diseases, have risen sharply in the last 100 years. Wherever humans moved into more sanitary conditions and eliminated those awful parasites, the same trend occurs. Hopefully, we will figure it out and prevent allergies forever, because one thing is certain. We do not want parasites back. That would really be like finding a spider and detonating a nuclear bomb.